今民主主義的な手続きの中に
A devil under the name of National Socialism
国家社会主義という名の悪魔がこの日本に
is now being reborn in Japan through the democratic process.
おります。何をもって
What am I accusing of as evil?
悪と言っているのか。何をもって悪魔
What do
の
I mean when I am saying that we are at the point of being under the control of the devil?
支配されようとしていると言っているのか。それはあなた方
I will explain to you shortly.
に述べましょう。それは
We are at the point
自由の死をもって
of entering under the control of the devil by killing our freedom.
しているということなんです。あなた方一人
All of
一
you
人
are
が
children of God, children of Buddha,
神の子仏の子として自ら
who are permitted to choose by your own free will the path to progress and prosperity
自主的な考え方のもとに発展
in
繁栄
order
の
to create
道を
utopia on earth and to walk on this path.
歩むことが許されております。この地上も
This
また
world must also be the land of
神の国
God.
であらねばなりません。そしてこの
This
地上も
earthly
ま
world
た
must be a Buddha land,
仏の子たちが魂修
where
行
children
を
of Buddha
の
pursue their spiritual training.
仏国土でなければなりません。未だこの
This
国におい
country
て
isn't yet in the situation where we place faith at the center of the society,
宗教的人格を
and
持
where
った
people
人
who have a
間が
religious character can be considered as leaders in the public domain of
リー
society.
ダーとして活躍できるような状態には未だありません。むしろその逆
The
で
reality is quite contrary to that.
宗教的信仰
The situation is one where the declaration of our religious faith will cause us troubles in the public domain.
表の世界で不利になるような状態が続いていると思います。これは
This means that this world has changed from the human world to the animal world.
け物の世に変わったということを意味しているんです。動物たちには
Animals basically don't have faith.
信仰心がありません。基本的に信
And
仰
because
心
they
がない
don't
から
have faith, they cannot have fundamental human rights.
ありません。ところが人
But
間に
indeed,
は
humans have these human rights.
この基本的人権の元はどこにあるか
What is the origin of these human rights?
神仏な
There is
る
no
か
God or Buddha. If God or Buddha didn't create humans to be reborn into this world to realize their soul training,
魂修行をさせるというそうした
and if such a great vision of a civilization experience isn't real,
なければ人間は
then there is almost no difference between humans and animals.
変わるところがないと思うんです。それが非常に
This is extremely regrettable.
残念でならないところであります。人民の
When the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, in fact lead people astray,
人民を迷わし苦しめ
make them suffer and leads them to hell,
地獄に引き入れようとしているんです。黙って
then I cannot keep silent.
参らないんです。この世におい
In
て
this world, people have the freedom to
自
think,
由でありますが、神の世
but
界
in the
におい
world
て
of God, what is just
何
and
が
what is
正しく
wrong
何が
appears
間違っているかという
clearly.
ことは明確です。少なくとも
At least this three-dimensional world is a part of the great spiritual universe created by God and
三
Buddha.
元世界が神仏が作られた偉大な霊的な宇宙の一部であるという事実はたとえ
This fact cannot be denied by
否定し
anyone.
ようとも否定したることはできないものであります。この世的な
You are free to
思想
speak about your earthly opinions and convictions.
そういうものを説くのは自由であります。 しかし
But I want you to know that you will not be forgotten for hiding the truth.
許されないことであるということをあなた方に知っていただきたいと思います。経済的
Seeking only for economic prosperity is not necessarily right in religious terms.
正しいことではありません。経済的繁栄を
In the action of seeking for economic prosperity, there can be an aspect of realizing the prosperity of God and Buddha in this world.
あれば有物論的
And there also can be another aspect of denying God or Buddha in a materialistic way and seeking only for earthly comfort.
また繁栄もあり得るということです。我々は
We
それを
must guide people to let them make choices in the right direction.
人々の選択が向いていくように導いていばねばならないということであります。今世界
The
は
world population is exceeding 7 billion and is going to be 10 billion.
100億に向かっております。私の考え
My
は
thought is now focused on how people of more than 200 countries
抱えようとするこの地球においてどうすれば
can harmonize and cooperate with each other.
調和し協調しながら幸福に生けて
To live happily on this earth in which 10 billion people
そ
will
ういうビ
live.
ジョンを作り得るかということに思いは集中しております。確かに過去の
When religions were taught in the past, economic and political systems weren't developed enough.
政治制度も経済制度も発達はしていなかったために過去の
So religious leaders couldn't teach about those subjects.
十分には解けなかったかもしれません。そういう面は
We cannot deny this aspect.
思うし、過去の
And sometimes religious leaders also taught teachings which were abused
悪用すれば現在の
and became the cause of materialism and atheism of modern day.
一部にあることは事実です。また自由主義
We also can find some words which deny liberalism and capitalism among their teachings.
事実ではあります。ただ私
But I
は
want to say to all of you that
言っておきたいんです。勤勉
a society in which people who have worked earnestly but end up losing their motivation to progress
意欲を失うような社会は神仏の願う
is
世界では
not the society that God or Buddha wants to create.
述べて
I want to clearly state this.
この地上は
This earthly world is full of difficulties,
困難に満ち満ちています。しかしながら
but it is the duty of people to open their own future by their wisdom and
幸せ
efforts.
を絞って未来を切り開いていくことこそ人々に課せられた責務であるんです。あなた方
You
は
weren't born to be taken care of from the cradle to the grave by National Socialism.
ゆりかごから墓場まで面倒を見てもらうために生まれてきたんじゃないんです。あなた方
You were
は
born to illuminate the world.
世を照らすために生まれてきたんです。自分自身を
You
照
were
らし
born with a purpose to illuminate yourselves and others.
そういう目的のために生まれてきているんです。地獄への
The
道
path
は
to hell is paved with goodwill.
創造されています。誰が聞いても
Comfortable words to everyone's ears unfortunately do not lead to
残
heaven.
念ながら天国へは通じていません。天国へ
Path to heaven is a thorny path.
茨の道です。あなた方
You
は
must have sweat on your forehead, use all of your wisdom,
知恵を絞り共に手を
and work together hand in hand to walk on this path.
その道を歩んでいくことができないんです。天国への
The
道
path to
は
heaven is like entering through a narrow gate and climbing a narrow mountain road,
山道を登るにて地獄へ
while
落
the
ちる
path
道
to
は
hell is a large gate which can receive many people.
それをくぐる者を多くその道も
and a path which descends slowly and leisurely downward. Going through an uphill slope is painful for everybody, and a downhill slope is easy to go on. That's why people tend to choose the downhill slope and misunderstand the people who invite them to do so as gentle. This is a very sad fact. But I'm thinking that we must end this civilization experiment, which should have finished in the 20th century but still exists in the 21st century. A nation based on a concept of the world which denies God, Buddha, the other world, and spiritual beings is an evil nation. We never should be their ally. We should never be friends with them. Believe in God, believe in His will, and build a society in which everyone can have glory by his own wisdom and efforts. A society of the greatest happiness for the greatest number will not be just given away. It will neither be conceived by a giant power. It will be built by the heart, thoughts, and efforts of each and every one of you. So I want to say unto you, we must stop pestering the government for help. It is not your true mission. Your mission is not limited to this present life. Your life is not limited to your present life. You walk the path as an eternal traveler.